be silenced. I love that. First Nations peoples defending their lands are not criminals. Stop right. Miasim kunipitagisigaw kakiyo, Mia Crystal Lameman amusksagekan, Nihiao Piagoskan Ustesamao Yasiwin Nagatasik. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Crystal Lameman, Beaver Lake Cree Nation, Treaty Number 6. I'm grateful to be standing here in my home territory of Treaty 6, and I give thanks today for my ancestors who fought for I and my children's right to be here and to be free. Yet, here we stand today addressing yet another suite of legislation, and one that now promotes fear. Promoting fear. And as First Nations people, we've known about that since the time that this government came to be. We help build this country on the freedom and fundamental rights of every person born into this nation state that we call Canada. We also know all about how those rights to freedom have been abused and ignored. And now this government has turned on its own, and it's your choice how much you're willing to give up. Over 100 years after treaty was entered into, here we stand, still fighting for the very freedoms we helped build this country on. And this bill says that if you jeopardize the economic or financial stability of Canada through protest, you can be deemed a criminal. And this is clear demonstration that the government fears the voice of reason so much. So much so that if you open your mouth or act in the betterment of the rights of nature and basic human rights, you can and will be labeled a security threat. Freedom of speech, freedom to act in a democracy, and freedom as a law-abiding citizen of this nation state abolished. And who gave Harper and his minions the right to define how I express my right to freedom of speech, and in turn express my concern for those that cannot speak for themselves, the rights of nature and the inherent rights of the original people of this land? If you oppose government policy, just as we have done, and those before us have done, because we have been faced with no choice when legislation like Bills C-38 and 45, as two small examples, are rammed down our throat. This government thinks it will pass more legislation to continue this assault on our fundamental rights and freedoms and further attempt to silence us. Harper, let today and the over 40 actions across Canada show you that we will not go quietly. Not today, Stephen Harper, not today. So wherever you are and whatever you do, don't give up. As a First Nations woman who was born into this very assault of my rights, of which you are now experiencing, I tell you, persevere, because our fight is now your fight. Get up, stand up. If not for you, for the generations to come who will be left to face the trail of destruction Harper and his followers have left. In the words of late Treaty 6 Chief Big Bear, I and my people will not be led around with ropes around our necks. I will assert I and my children's inherent right to self-determination and our right to free, prior, and informed consent. As a Nehiyal woman, I will get up, stand up. As long as the sun shines, the grass grows, and the rivers flow.